If you are an influencer or a creator that is working with brands, you're going to fall into the land of contracts. And contracts are so important. And they're not a bad thing, guys. They're actually a good thing because they are protecting you as a creator and they're also protecting the brand. So here at Sidewalker, we always tell our creators and influencers, make sure there is a contract in place, right? Because it's going to outline all the things to help you and protect you, protect the brand, all the things. Here's the thing. When there is a contract, this is what is binding, okay? So it is so important as a creator or influencer, when you receive a contract from a brand that you're not providing to them, but they're providing to you, you're gonna wanna go through it extensively. Don't just give it a glance over, okay? Because what can happen is, and what has happened, even though it may not be malicious, is that they may provide you a templated contract that has a bunch of things that you didn't even discuss, right? That you didn't even agree to at all. So that's why in today's video, I want to share things that brands may have in a contract for you to look out for. I don't want to say that they're like putting it in there to sneak it in and try to like get you to sign, but there are instances where I've even heard brands be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, we sent you something that was for someone else. And these things happen. So as someone, you as a creator, this is your business, it's your job to go through these contracts. If you're unable to hire a lawyer to review it for you, of course, we're always going to tell you guys as you grow, this is kind of like the cost of business. So if you are growing and you're going to need someone to review your contracts, that's something you should definitely look into. We do contract reviews here at Sidewalker Daily. My business partner is a lawyer. She actually helped me put today's video together for you because she was like, Nina, there's so many things that creators may be missing, because she sees contracts all the time. So that's what I'm going to share in today's video. Now, before I jump in, if you are an influencer, a creator, you're working with brands, this topic is important. Contracts are important. Make sure to like this video. Give it a like. It tells us at Sidewalker Daily that you want me to get into the nitty-gritty learning to protect you guys and keep creating content like this. So go ahead and like this video so we know to keep making more. So I think something you're going to definitely want to make sure you look out for is how they are planning to use your content. It can be different than what you guys discussed. So for example, maybe you guys discussed on the call a one-time social media usage so that they can post it on social once. But in fact, the contract says they can use it for prints, they can use it for their website, they could use it, on a billboard. This has happened, y'all. I've seen this happen to creators. I've seen this happen to creators that are starting off. They signed something and then they got like a text from someone saying that their picture was used all over Southeast Asia. And it ended up being because something in the contract was overlooked and they had the right to do so. So just make sure that the content you guys discussed, how it's going to be used, is reflected accurately in your contract. Another word that you're going to see pop up a lot is this word in perpetuity. So if you just looked up what this word means, it means forever. In perpetuity can be used in a variety of different ways. It's not just using or having rights to your content. Let's just say there's a confidentiality clause within the contract. And even though the collaboration is over, that confidentiality clause could be in perpetuity, which means like you can't be talking about it even after the collaboration is finished, right? So just again, make sure you take a look at that. Make sure you're aware if a brand comes to you and says that they do want to own your content in perpetuity, you're basically releasing your rights. It's something that, we don't recommend creators do off the bat. But again, everything is negotiable. So we do like to have like an open mind about what you can and can't negotiate. Another thing we saw recently in a contract was that the brand said that the creator cannot use the content that they made for the brand. So they were basically saying, whatever you make for us is for us. Like you can't even use it, which again, maybe that's okay with you, but that's something that you want to know because that also means you can't use it on your social. You can't use it for your portfolio. So those are things that you're going to, again, want to have clarity about and make sure it's not stuck in. So that way, you at least know that this is in there. Now, something else we saw in a contract was the brand did not want to allow the creator any approval rights of how the content was modified or altered. So let me give you an example. Let's just say you work with a brand and you make content for them. And then now they edit it, they put a filter, they do it in a, totally different way than what you imagined. They run ads to it. And now that content is up and living. There have been contracts where the creator is not allowed to approve any alterations. So again, you want to protect yourself. You may want to have somewhere in there that says, if you're going to alter this in any way, there needs to be written approval from the creator side. And again, you don't know what you don't know, but these scenarios happen. And we know it because we have a community of creators that we support on the business side. So like literally what my job is to get creators paid brand deals. That's what I do day in and day out. And getting paid brand deals is sexy and it's fun, but then you get the contract. And then, there's a whole part that creators tend to forget, the importance of reviewing it and making sure that you're advocating for yourself inside of these contracts. Now, if you are a creator that is interested in paid brand deals, then you're definitely going to want to come to my next free live training. We host them all the time and we talk about paid partnerships, how to get you paid, how to better advocate for yourself. We talk about all these things. So make sure you click on the link below so you can come to our next free live training. Something else I've seen in contracts that drives me nuts, and again, it could not necessarily be malicious. It's just that this is how the brand operates and it's up to you to advocate for yourself. It's just like a bad payment schedule. Now, payments, just like everything, is negotiable. Whether they say yes or no, that's up, to them. But I've seen the payment schedules, for example, where the brand wants the creator to take on the costs, the risk. Like, let's just say you had to do a photo shoot and you had to go buy stuff for said photo shoot and they didn't want to pay until after. The payment schedule could be like net 90. So you're not getting paid till 90 days after the content has been given. That's, 3 months. For some people, they can't wait that long. Now, again, there's situations that it's not negotiable and that is the payment schedule, but there's times that it is, or at least you could try to get certain costs covered up front. Especially when it comes to costs. Like I had a creator the other day working with a travel brand and we realized that yes, she was getting paid for the content, but the travel expenses were not covered. And, that's something that was going to make this trip really, really expensive, almost not even worth the fee that she was going to get paid. And that was, in the contract. So again, that's something that she has to go back and negotiate. Those things are hidden in there. So you have to make sure any sort of expenses, that your payment schedule, all of that is very, very clear, because once you sign it, that is what is binding. Oh my God, if you made it this far, this one drives me nuts, like actually nuts. An unfair termination clause. This is basically when the brand says that they can stop work with you, pull out whenever they want without even paying you, even if you've done the work. So the termination clause is usually at the end. Again, it's something that you want to make sure is mutually fair. Make sure you read the termination clause because it's also meant to protect you. Like what if you needed to stop the collaboration or you needed to, you couldn't follow through on it. You want to see what that clause looks like. Another thing you'll see inside of these contracts that may not be discussed up front is the exclusivity clauses, right? So they'll talk to you and they'll be like, yeah, we want to work with you. We're super pumped. And then in the contract, they'll be like, okay, we want 60 days exclusivity and you can't partner with any other brand in this category, in this industry. For some creators, that is debilitating. That would crush their business, especially if brand deals is a big part of their business. So those things can be not necessarily talked about up front, but hidden inside the contract. Now, the good thing is for you guys, because you're part of our community, we know what to look for in these sort of contracts. We actually have an entire program dedicated to contracts and negotiations, and it comes with a contract template. So if this is something that you want to present to your brand partners, you can obviously modify it and take a look. The program also covers tons of other shady things that we want you guys to be super aware of, and it includes great strategies to negotiate the contract clause. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned a lot. Again, if this is something that's interesting to you, you're getting contracts, you want our help, you want us to review them, you want our help in negotiating, remember, we do have one-on-one coaching. I will include a link below so that you can work with us directly, and I will see you guys in the next video.